The fact that he didn't just throw himself on the ground, right? Like the effort to try to hide it was just.
I think the fact that he tried to throw himself on the ground is the problem, though, right? Like, isn't that the issue? And what the beauty is that like he's slow playing it like Oscar the Grouch back into a trash can. She's just standing there like this, like, what do I do?
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Welcome back, guys, to episode number 38, Cases of Cocktails. We're here again this week. My beautiful wife, Janice. How you doing?
Fabulous. How are you?
Doing well. Got the amazing, the one, the only, Jillian French with us again.
Hi.
I screwed up last time, so I won't screw up this time. Maybe I was just distracted because we had so much going on. We had Jillian here. A lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Let's
she was
do
looking
this.
very pretty.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's true.
Always saving you,
That's true. We've got a drink, special drink today. It's got a little mint. By the way, just so you know, I grew the mint myself.
I was going to give you a shout out for it.
Nice.
He has quite the garden.
I got something. All right. What are we drinking?
It's a bourbon lemonade
Fantastic. Bourbon.
and lemonade
Nice.
And a blackberry.
More blackberry.
and some garnish.
More bourbon than lemonade or more lemonade than bourbon?
We're going to find out.
I'll let you guess.
We'll find out. Let's see how this goes.
Not allergic to bourbon, right?
Nope.
What in the tequila are you allergic to?
Agave.
Really?
It's fun finding out what you're allergic to.
That sucks.
A lot of fun experiences.
Yeah, I bet. EpiPens for days.
Man, I'd be sad if I was allergic to agave.
Because a lot of your booze has agave in it.
All of my booze. has
Also
agave.
be allergic to the food. Try that.
That's even worse, isn't it? Yeah. It sounds terrible. It really does. All right, we're going to talk about something special today. Because
By popular request.
I was going to say, by popular demand, we're required to talk about it, I guess. Does anyone know the name of the lead singer of Coldplay?
No.
Only because you just told me.
No,
Yeah, I don't know. All right.
I don't.
Next trivia question. Who was the lead singer of Coldplay married to?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
And what was the phrase that they made popular when they separated?
Conscious uncoupling.
How do you know this?
Because he just told me. He set you up.
I was like, this all sounds like stuff this nerd would know. This nerd says sports ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
Conscious
apparently,
uncoupling. I didn't realize that was them.
Yeah, that's them. By the way, the only reason that we're talking about Coldplay in 2025 is because of this.
Because of more conscious uncoupling.
Yes, that's exactly right. I don't think it's conscious. I think it's more just it's uncoupling at this point. There's, but anyway, favorite Coldplay song? Nobody? No, me either. All right,
Probably should Google.
You didn't feed me that answer.
right, because that was supposed to be organic, and I think we got our answers. As you all know, there was a thing that happened at a Coldplay concert recently. A gentleman and a woman were caught on the kiss cam. And apparently they were not kissing their respective husbands and wives, spouses. But more importantly, I think it just had more to do with the fact that their reaction to it, I guess.
Let's take a step back, though. How many people do you think were at that concert?
6 million.
No idea.
$1, Bob. No.
Calm down.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
It's okay.
I got excited.
I didn't
know.
Google it before. No one
Right,
fed me the answer. I'm just saying, like, the odds of being the ones on the kiss cam. Like, we've done sports ball stuff.
Yep.
And there has been kiss cams. And
They were in an ideal
tens
location.
of thousands of people.
I think these are quasi-known humans. So they were
is that why?
Probably.
Oh, it wasn't just because they looked in love.
probably a thing. Maybe they looked in love the entire time. Maybe they thought it would be a good deal to do a kiss cam. I don't know. Let me ask this question. Do you have to be specially trained to be a kiss cam operator?
I think you do now.
Is that a license?
I think you do now.
You do?
I think now
I
there's
think
some,
that guy's like
at
the
least
guy.
social media checks.
Right.
Like, let me see who it says they're married to.
Just FYI, if I could do that and not this job, that'd be cool. Kiss cam operator. Can we get a kiss cam operator on the podcast? That'd be cool. All right, maybe not.
That was a no.
All right. So these two individuals decided to go to a Coldplay concert with one of their, we call him
Colleagues.
friends,
I think.
colleagues. And apparently they're having a wide open affair at a Coldplay concert and got caught. His reaction, by the way, was priceless.
I mean,
the slow squat.
slow squat. I mean, here was my reaction to that is like, my knees hurt too sometimes, man. You know, like I get it. That sometimes you think you can just like go for it and you can't. And, you know, I feel his pain.
I mean, the fact that he didn't just throw himself on the ground, right? Like the effort to try to hide it was just.
I think the fact that he tried to throw himself on the ground is the problem, though, right? Like, isn't that the issue? And what the beauty is that like he's slow playing it like Oscar the Grouch back into a trash can. She's just standing there like this, like, what do I do? I don't know. I'm just saying.
I mean, I feel bad. They were doing a terrible thing. I feel for everyone involved.
So first of all, I do want to say something. First of all, everyone's talked about this, and that's great, and no one's going to care what I have to say about it. But I'm making a lot of fun of him for bailing on his side piece or side. Do we call them side chicks? Side piece. Is that I don't.
What's your preference?
Side female. Anyway. I would leave you just the same way in a heartbeat if it was a tiny spider.
I know.
Just so you know.
I know.
Not the big one.
I got you.
Not the big spiders, but
The big
tiny
ones you can keep your eye on, and they're not as shifty.
But like,
Yeah.
what about like the little scorpions?
No, fine with that.
Is
Doesn't
that fine
bother me.
with that?
Yep.
Okay.
Just tiny spiders.
There was one in
You
the
have different
closet.
reactions.
There's one here in the closet the other day. And so what I do when I see scorpions or stuff like that is I just take a glass and stick it over it until Brian gets here.
No, I'm trying to like immediately like, can I lift my leg high enough to like
do
get
this?
it,
No.
or
Yeah.
I become a ninja and I'm
No,
just like
no.
throwing the shoe exactly
no.
right. I mean,
Oh, no.
But because it's up to me, I got to do it. I got to take care of business, and then I call my pest control person, and I'm like, guess who has to do a retreat?
Right.
Because I guess
Someone
someone
they
Right, we're
didn't
not
do their
doing it.
job.
But anyway, so this I would leave you that way too.
I have
But
no doubt. It was in our vows.
right, it was.
Spiders were in our vows.
So with that being said, though, I mean, honestly, you know, huge ordeal, fallout. They're getting divorced. Major. First of all, I call it went viral. It happens though. People have affairs. People get divorced.
Yep.
Right? That's what we deal with. If hypothetically you represented one of the spouses not on the kiss cam, do you just roll that out and say, "Here I am"?
I would assume this case is going to settle.
I would assume so too. It's one of those things though where I think about like, do you need to use it as an exhibit? Is it necessary at that point?
Right. Like,
Doesn't everyone know?
This is going to be a little technical, but like courts can take judicial notice of things that are widely known and accepted. Do you just ask the judge and say, hey, can you take judicial notice? This video went viral and they were clearly having an affair.
Well, you know,
No, we would just end up in front of a judge that went, "What video?"
right. If you were defending it, right? If you had a client who was on the kiss cam,
I have several answers.
Oh,
You-
she's like, "I'm ready."
well, one you may stipulate to. You may say, "Yeah, 100% stipulate it is what it is," and move on.
I stipulate that there was a camera
Right.
and he was hugging someone
Yes.
on that camera.
Yes.
And then the camera got on them, and he needed to pick something up from the ground.
Oh,
Maybe we
no,
don't know. We don't know.
Man, that's a rough spot to be in there.
I mean, what else are you gonna do?
I think the answer is you settle. I think
Yeah,
you
I
settle
agree.
and do things.
I'm joking, by the way.
Right. I think it's a hard space. I think it's a hard space for the kids.
Yeah.
Right, the kids are involved. I think that's difficult.
Because they're older.
Right.
They know. They've seen it. Their friends have seen it.
Yeah.
I want to go out there on a limb. Not like they really cared about getting caught. They were literally at a Coldplay
concert,
a
right?
Coldplay concert
With like
so.
another
With a
person
cult, right,
from
that they work
yeah.
what they work with. So
I mean, I feel like you should have to say in front of your wife that if it was you, how would you have disguised that better?
I hope that.
I might be getting fired today.
No, that's an interesting.
She asked you a question, Brian.
How would I describe it, or how would I try
How would
to
you plan that out, sir?
First of all, I would what I would probably
The reason for divorce would be that he went to a Coldplay concert.
Right,
Let's start
yes,
there.
Let's start there. Second of all, I think we talked about this before we came on here. Had they not reacted in that manner,
Yeah.
we may not even be talking about this today.
True.
Right.
Right, if they would have just stood there, he gave her a small kiss on the cheek,
Yeah.
and didn't act like fully and completely guilty of committing a mortal sin, right? Probably not even talking about it, right? Because the person who posted it or whatever, right?
She said she only posted it because of their reaction.
Because of the reaction. She said that she was recording. It was a fun time. She got interviewed about this, and she said that because of the reaction was why she was like, oh, this is something going on. This is funky. I'm going to post it. We don't really know what the motivation was other than just like, it could be like girls looking out for girls, like
whatever.
A girl's girl kind of situation, or it could be like he just needs to get outed in some way. We don't know, but like.
And she didn't know who they were.
She didn't know who they were. And she just posted it.
Right. What's funny about this, because I know y'all are really big into Jillian, what was your reference? Sports ball? Is
Sports
that what
ball.
it is? It's how you refer to sports,
Yes.
which is great. In many sports events, we have kiss cam. And a lot of times the funny thing is act like you're not going to kiss the other person, right? You're sitting there next to them and they do that, and they shake your head or whatever it is, and finally you kiss. It's a whole thing, right? That probably would have gone with something like that, because that probably makes more sense.
Or just don't do anything
Right,
to attract
right,
attention.
yeah.
Just like
be
you
like,
said,
Yeah.
Like,
And-
I'm not interested. Thanks.
Right.
Move on,
I literally, if he had tried to hug her and she were to try to pull away, it wouldn't have even been that bad.
Yeah.
Right.
But the fact that he tried to throw himself, and then he was just unable to throw himself, apparently.
Well, and then
So
she
slow.
turned around and she's covering her face. And so then, like, so you're like, all right, 1, 2 step. All right.
right, yeah.
1 + 2.
It's so bad.
3.
objection non-responsive.
I said no.
Jillian asked you a question.
Well, I said what I do.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So just don't get caught.
Yeah.
I'd have been like this. No?
Make sure she can do dishes or laundry or something.
Sure. Interestingly enough, not unlike some cases, where we have affairs, we use the great word adultery.
Yep.
Great state of Texas. And it happens. It happens. Not nearly as big of a issue, though, in most cases.
Right.
Save and except for certain circumstances, right? You got an affair and you got one spouse who's shoveling money out or spending money on.
Did the paramour get a brand new BMW?
Right.
Did the paramour get a $50,000 engagement ring?
Right.
These are the things where we're like, oh.
Oh, right. And it becomes more of a dollars
Yep.
and cents situation, right? It's a deal where they're depleting the community estate, right? They're spending money that should be used for the marriage.
Right.
Instead, they're using it for their boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever they are. And, it's part of it. That's the other thing is when they roll out said boyfriend, girlfriend, or whoever, and then start playing mommy and daddy with the kids. That's more problematic, I think, most of the time too. So
Yeah. And I think courts generally, they don't like it when kids get introduced to that new situation too early.
Right.
Because there's going to be a big adjustment for them of mom and dad aren't in the same house anymore.
Yeah.
That's already a big adjustment. That's step one. They don't need to automatically be, well, mom and dad aren't together anymore. And when you go to either mom or dad's house, there's this third person there
Right.
who is you may overhear talking poorly about
the other- right, the others.
that's
Right.
so much change
Right.
all at once.
All at one time,
They
yeah.
just don't need that.
yeah.
Or even worse, I had a case where the child was the one that disclosed to mom that there was a mistress.
Oh no.
And not intentionally, like it was a smaller child. But
Yeah.
the child could talk and basically talk to mommy about daddy's friend.
I've seen that on like TV. I haven't had that actually happen in a case of mine. But yeah, and then also, how do you even prove adultery here? Because a hug.
Well, that's another thing, right? You're exactly right, right?
In Texas, you have to prove that they had intercourse.
Right. You're going to have sex.
Or at least, and if you can't prove it with like direct evidence, like there's not some sort of home video that was put out, but like you have to have at least, I mean, I think with this case, there's at least the ability to make that leap of like, oh, this reaction is clearly these people are having an affair. But without that, it's a little bit harder of a deal to prove that someone's actually having the affair.
I'm gonna go with this. Go to the Coldplay situation where you got, let's say, obviously just him poorly sort of leaving her in the lurch and her trying to hide her face isn't proof that they were having an affair. However, the fact that they were at a Coldplay concert doing it in front of other people, they probably weren't doing it very discreetly, and so I assume that there's text messages, photos, all video, whatever. So probably not going to easily be able for that.
Yep.
I'll say this: what happens a lot of times in cases that when you start talking about this and the issue of, well, are they actually having an affair, right? Are they actually having sex and that sort of stuff? It does come down to that. It comes down to those particular questions because adultery can be a basis for divorce, one of the few in the state of Texas, and you can use it for disproportionate division of the marital estate, right? So sometimes even if you can't prove that they were actually having sex, just saying it enough and showing the amount of time that they're spending, that sort of stuff, the court may not find that they were actually doing it, but they might use that for a basis for disproportionate division. So
because in civil court you can make logical inferences.
Yes.
So you can't, like, if someone, it's not a crime, so they couldn't plead the fifth to I'm not answering that question, but they could just, not answer. They can infer what it is.
Right. What's going on.
It's not like a lot of people, I think it's like criminal court where like, oh, if you don't hear it from me, then it's not an admission. That's not, it's not the deal.
By the way, the deposition question is, where does the other person live? And they say in the same house. You say, okay, where does the other person sleep? And then the follow-up question, where do you sleep? That's typically how we figure that out.
Yeah.
Right? Well, unless little Johnny or Susie spills the beans about it. So
It's just terrible.
that's part of it. But it happens. It happens frequently. It's hard. It's hard because a lot of times too, when people are going through, when they're married, they're doing it, and they find out that their spouse is having an affair. The amount of betrayal, feelings, emotions, and all that.
Yeah, of course.
And that really is very problematic. It's problematic for the process, for the divorce process. And there's a lot of sort of like resentment, anger towards that person. And that I find it clouds the client's ability to understand what the process is and what we're trying to do.
It's hard for them to make decisions that are going, because
100%.
it's two parts, right?
Yep.
With the kids, you want to make decisions that are best for the kids. And with the financial part, you just want to make decisions that are going to set you up for the most success in the future.
Right.
And it gets clouded, and you have to take a step back sometimes and help them recognize, validate their feelings, but help them recognize like this is a dollars game, and the amount of money you're talking about spending on proving that they had sex is going to get you maybe this much, and you're going to spend way more than that.
And this is where, like earlier, we had a quite heated discussion about the difference between logic and emotion. And how that comes into play, especially in what we do, and how you have to kind of weigh that out. One of the things that I'll often tell my clients is, hey, there's going to be times during your case where I tell you to put your business hat on. Right. And I even do like a little
hat.
And I'm like,
you should buy them an actual business hat.
I should. What would that even be? Like one of those really fancy.
I think it's the thing you can do. Was it Perkins, who used to play? Does he stand on his business? Didn't he do that?
This is another sports ball person. Why do you keep bringing them up?
I'm like, we are right here, and you could ask us questions.
I was going to say, do y'all know Kendrick Perkins?
No, you don't either.
Do you know what sport he plays?
Basketball.
Nailed it because you heard me say it.
Because I know Josh played basketball.
Anyway, he stands on business. So
I had a client
you
tell
could
me
get-
I did that in court the other day.
Really?
Look at
Nice.
you.
And then I Googled it to see if I was upset or not.
Am I offended or am I flattered?
I was like, oh. And later Googled it to see what my emotion ought to be.
The Urban Dictionary. Like,
I think Josh is going to cardiac arrest. You know what's
sounds
funny?
good, but you never
that's
know.
something
Yeah.
you would think a 60-year-old would say, but yet she's so much younger than that.
this is what happens when you don't have social media
Yes,
and you can't see what
yes.
the kids are saying and talking about.
You can do a hat that says "Stand on my business."
I don't think you should
No.
do that at all.
No, I think you should do that.
I think you specifically should not do that.
I
Yeah,
should. Yeah,
no.
that's fair. That's fair.
Stand on my business.
I think is it stand on my stand
No,
on business?
stand on business.
Stand on business.
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 I'm like, where's the D? I'm gonna go home.
She's over here spelling it out. She's trying to figure out.
I was gonna make a joke, but it would be inappropriate.
No, I went to the exact same space. It's all right. So,
anyways,
the D sit next to
going
me.
back to the non-safe space, going back to the safe space, I tell my clients, like, okay, and then during mediations, we often do that on Zoom now, and so they can see us.
Yeah.
And so then I'll just be like, hey. And they're like, okay. And it's, calm
Right. Oh,
down.
yeah. Oh,
I got to
no,
calm
yeah,
down.
yeah. It's disarming them, getting them out of that space.
We got it. And I'm like, I hear you and I get it. And I am mad right there with you.
Right.
I'm mad for you
Right.
and I'm frustrated. However,
This is where we're at.
this is what we're doing and you're paying me this much per hour and to get
Right.
this, which
Right.
may not be worth
Right.
it. Of course, and there's some people that are just like, well, I want the car because that's where he had the affair. And I'm like, you can't afford the car. And they're like, I don't care. I want the car anyways.
right.
What are you going to do with the car?
Principles are expensive.
Expensive, yeah.
I know.
The other thing is too. I think it's important. I'm trying to think too because I don't think I have, but maybe. I think most of the time, it's true. I don't think I've ever witnessed a judge admonish, reprimand, or
Yeah.
yell at.
You
or
have?
Oh, well,
Over an
okay.
affair?
over an affair.
Okay.
Like most of the time, what I see is the judge is like, "Yeah, they had an affair."
Yeah.
Right, and okay, and then it kind of just move on.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have done that, but that's what they chose to do. That sort of stuff. So I've never really seen anyone stop down. And my point of all that, and I want you to tell me what you've heard, but my point of all that is a lot of times clients will be like, "Well, I want to go in front of the judge and tell the judge what he or she did."
Mm-hmm.
Well, they did whatever they did, and respectfully, no one is going to do anything about it other than like it's going to go to disproportionate division, right? Or the kids, these instances where it does matter.
Right.
Now I'm saying it's okay. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying like most of the time you don't see a judge yell or scream at somebody, but you have.
So there's two judges I can think of. One's retired and one's going to be retired soon. So this
Fair.
might be something where it's like not a thought that it's going to continue.
Right, yeah.
But one was very much, I used to call him like the kumbaya judge. If there was any way that someone could save their marriage and
Right.
stay married and not get divorced. He was not a family law judge before he was a judge, and he just wanted people to stay together.
Stay together.
Oh,
right.
no.
Right,
And so he was like, are you sure you can't work this out? And even if someone was having an affair, like, well, they can stop having that affair.
Wow.
it was, can you go to marital counseling? Can you work through this together? So that was one.
I've never had a judge try to keep people together.
It
feels out of their lane.
I would be there with people getting, like, just doing an uncontested prove up. And it would be this whole dialogue about, like, you have a child together, and are you sure you want to do this to your child? And which, like, valid question.
Valid question.
Right?
They've already thought through that, and this is their decision.
I mean, theoretically,
and
sure.
you doing that after they've already signed the paperwork,
I-
decided
you know
to.
what- what's
I
funny-
will say it was a county where a lot of people have someone already lined up
Yeah. To
And-
go
'cause
into, yeah.
of certain types of industries. It's very common for people to get married,
Right.
4 or
Back
5
with
times,
right,
and
yeah.
they've already got someone lined up. And so it was like this thing where they were like, no, I've already got, like, I'm already
I'm good.
engaged
Right,
to
yeah,
someone
yeah,
else.
yeah.
And then the second one that happened was in a different county, and this woman was pregnant and wanted to get a divorce. And she was like freshly pregnant, like wasn't showing, but
Right.
it was part of the prove up questions. And I guess I was watching it all. It wasn't
Yeah.
me, so I was just kind of in the background, like popcorn. And this attorney is trying to do the prove up and asks her this question about being pregnant, and she's completely caught off guard. And so she answers yes, and the attorney's like, "What?"
Oh, been there.
And
Happened to me.
The judge denied the divorce
Because she's pregnant.
because she's pregnant, and granted, you can still get divorced if all of the men agree and sign off on the fact that like this other person is dad and not husband. And the judge just went into, you should have thought about that before you started an X thing, before the first one was finished, and all because he was just really upset. And that's something that I've seen this judge do a couple of times, where it's finish this
and then go do
figure
that.
this
Right,
out
that's fair.
first,
Right.
especially when there's kids,
But
and then go to that. But like he was someone who he would prevent the paramours from being around the kids,
Right.
for a long time.
for a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
The heart wants what the heart wants.
Yeah.
Can't stop it.
Not always the heart, but okay.
It's not always
And
the heart?
You can stop the heart. Just for personal reference.
Oh, I see.
It can be stopped.
That's fair.
There's a plan.
I'll say
There is
I-
no plan.
I had that. I had that. By the way, I had that happen. Doing a prove up, bouncing along, hadn't even thought about it, and they say yes, and you're just got to go to the next question. You're like, wait, what? Wait, what? What?
Hold on.
I was just kidding, Judge.
And the judge looks at you. You're like, yes, I'm going to go in the hallway. Thank you. We'll be back. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
We'll be back in 7 to 9 months.
Yeah, exactly. And that's always frustrating too, because I know like I've had the client where, sometimes they've been separated for a long time and they just never went through the process of getting divorced.
Yeah.
And so I've had the client where it's like, hold on, so I can't move on with my life because she's pregnant. And I'm like, yeah. But I have also had it where everyone did agree and everyone signed off and did an acknowledgement of paternity and everyone was on the same page because they've been separated,
And I'm not trying.
Can you acknowledge paternity before the baby's born?
Yes.
You can.
So, but then that person that's acknowledging it, which I'm not their attorney, this isn't my job to tell them, you have now signed an AOP.
Right.
Guess
You
what?
signed up for child support. What you just did.
Your daddy.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll say this. So not to one up, but had one comes to us. Great guy. He's involved in the kid's life. There's another kid. Mm-hmm. So there's two kids. One is the client's kid. Mm-hmm. The other is not the client's kid, but client is involved with both kids.
Right.
Mom has both kids.
Right.
When these two got separated, they had the one kid. She went, had another relationship, had second kid. This human goes away. They, for years, just bounced down the road. Mm-hmm. So then,
Yeah.
But they were married.
no, they weren't. They were married.
Okay.
They were married.
So he's presumed father of
He's
the second kid.
Yeah, 100%. He's married, so he's presumed father, doing things. So we go to do everything, and they all sort of agree. They're like, "Yeah, we'll do this, and he'll see the kids, and they've got it. They just want to make it formalized and do stuff." Impossible, almost, because there's another human being, and you're like, this person, and like the wife's like, well, that's not his. That's they're like open about it.
Yeah.
So it's not like anyone's being nefarious.
Right.
But it's like you can't. Well, we need this other and your thing, and it's just like, it was bananas. It took forever. And it's just it should be a prove up. It should be 60 days and a prove up and be done.
Yeah.
And that just, and again, and I don't think either one of them. Probably not a lot of forethought went into a lot of any of it.
Yeah.
But in some capacity, right? Some capacity is a situation where it's like, had y'all just kind of talked to a lawyer, did a consult, did something somewhere, right? Because these actions sort of have implications, right? That sort of stuff.
Right.
Anyway.
People don't make choices
Right.
during their marriage or during a relationship anticipating divorce.
Right.
Well, and we'll say the last thing that I will say about this is when you're talking about affairs, a good question to ask is it an affair or did you guys have an open marriage? And if so, do you have proof of that?
Oh, I've done the open marriage, but this was outside of the rules of the
Rules
open
of the
marriage.
marriage, right.
And just had a judge. I mean, Yeah, shocked that we were saying the things in the courtroom.
Right.
That's what I was about to say. That works in certain counties, and some counties that is mind blowing and mind melting for the person on the bench.
Well, and if you have an open marriage and the dad is presumed dad, sometimes they're good with it.
Right. Yeah, 100%. Right. They're like, well, it's not a big deal.
Right.
But man alive. Like trying to explain that to someone on the bench while you're doing it. Because like that comes in and like typically the client, they're okay with it. Mm-hmm. OP and OC, opposing party and opposing counsel, they're okay with it. We all get it. But man, trying to go explain that to somebody, or if y'all don't agree on certain things, you got to have to go have a hearing. Yeah. And you're trying to talk about it. And they're like, but y'all, but you're, and they're like, that's right, Judge, 100%.
So you asked me earlier, how would I defend the guy that was on the kiss cam video? Maybe it was an open marriage.
Maybe it's open marriage.
We don't know.
Maybe we don't know.
We don't know.
I'll be honest with you. If it was an open marriage, probably not part of the rules to go to a Coldplay concert, get caught, and turn into a viral video.
I think his wife made a statement, and it wasn't open.
It wasn't
not open.
That happens too. All right, a lot of history in this one. For all those playing along, that is, Janice has known zero things about sports on those.
I knew basketball.
She got basketball. I did not get that one.
All right. Everyone go out, download as many Coldplay songs as you can, and do that.
Someone's got to pay the lawyer.
Because I'll be honest with you, respectfully, no one's going to talk about Coldplay in another 15 minutes for the next 15 years. So, with that being said, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We greatly appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you next week.
We'll see you next Friday. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.